So, welcome to Your Brain Shift podcast, where we focus on achieving greater success, health, wealth, wellness, and fulfillment. Joining me today is Deanna Joice, and I'm thrilled to have her chatting with her today.
Thank you, Keith, for being here. It's a real honor. And I'm looking forward to exploring some of these topics. So you have been asking me what I was up to and what I wanted to talk about. And here is one thing that I would like to cover. And I have come into a collaboration with Marty Smith. She is a best-selling author of Resilience Nourishes the Soul. And I am the creator of Rebel Rise, which is a company that focuses on leadership, agile leadership and team building, as well as startups. So we have come together because we came to the conclusion that resilience and leadership is huge because it has so many overlapping topics. And what we are doing right now, we have also started to collaborate with Matt Allen, who is the founder of the Kudos movement. You may or may not have heard of it. And so what we're doing is something globally changing, which means it's going to span across the globe, because what we are doing is fixing and having solutions for the global warming, as well as how people are living on this earth. Because at this very moment, we are facing the challenges of catastrophe over catastrophe and homelessness, and people are being hungry and not having any money to sustain themselves. So we want to change all of that. And for that, we are looking for startups and also established companies who can help us in solving the problems that we are faced with in order to fix all of this. So we are combining 12 companies, 12 startups at this very moment. Each startup can have 1 to 8 people in their team, because that is what we can handle at this moment. That's the capacity that we have. And then we're looking to incorporate everything that we need in order to make that happen. So we're looking forward to have your applications coming towards us. But I also wanted to talk about how, like, the Experience Your Brain Shift could possibly help us with everything in that manner, and how that could be a possibility for collaboration. So let's dive into it, and maybe your audience is open to see how two collaborators come together.
Sure. A lot to unpack there. So what caught my attention first was the resilience. And for you, what do you see as resilience as it comes to leadership and entrepreneurship?
So resilience in leadership and entrepreneurship, for me, the most important part is to figure out who you are, to figure out where you really want to go. What does your heart beat for? And from there, you can lead, but you also need specific leadership skills. And you also need to have the boldness to step forward, and also the resilience. And here's the resilience, the different components of it, which means courage, confidence. It also means the skills, and also seeing where you are lacking skills and combine or delegate or bring in, I don't like the word delegate, but bring in other stakeholders of companies or your company in order to make that work and to produce leaders in their field, so that they become autonomous and that they can bring in their vision, their view, because leadership is about asking the right questions. Which problem am I solving? What is it that our clients need? What is it that our team needs in order to bring that to our clients? How can we create enough cash flow in order to keep running? How do we create cash flow beyond that so everybody thrives, so everybody has a stake within the company? What is the vision? What is the mission? So there are very many different aspects of leadership and how we create an environment for our teams to foster in it. And this is where I see resilience. I may have left a few points out, but at the moment, this is what I'm coming up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's the resilience for the individual as well as the resilience for the organization and the others within the organization.
Precisely.
And often we don't even focus on our own resilience. Maybe some for the organization because we have to keep, the enterprise going. And I've found, at least here on my neck of the woods, or in my neck of the woods, United States, that there's some maybe focus put on that, but not so much on the resilience of the individual or the others that are participating in the institution or organization. So what are some ways that you see that that balance can be achieved?
I find that the balance can be achieved by looking at what we need as human beings and in supporting everyone to become absolutely authentic and standing for their own values. Now, if they are running with a company and running with the vision and the mission, that's not a problem. However, if they are not, they may not be a good fit for their company. It's the same as we are saying, okay, so we have a president and that president stands for something specific and we are just not in line with it. It is the same as with the church, for example. They have specific values, and if we're not in accordance with that, it's not a good fit. Or if we have a rebel company like Harley Davidson, who's all about freedom and individualism, perhaps we don't really want that. We want more connection. We want in a different way, right? So we have to look at how specific members are actually a fit for the company culture that we are fostering, the values, the mission, the vision. Are they in line with this? Is this something worth for them to get up every morning? And that is on an individual basis as well as the company level. Mm-hmm. Am I happy within the company? How does it reflect on my relationships, or how do my relationships reflect on the way that I perform in the company? And is performance really performance, or is it just doing stuff? And I think the more we come from here and think about, hold on, what is the most important thing or the most valuable thing that I can do today, A, for myself, B, for my relationships, may that be with a partner, may that be with family, may that be with friends, and how am I what is the most important thing that I can do today in this company, the company which the vision I believe in, and I want to move that forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Often there's a focus on getting things done, but not necessarily the effectiveness of what's being done. And what comes to mind for me for resilience, since I have 4.5 or more decades in assisting people to be more resilient and manage their stress. Here in the United States, that's a common demise of startups, is the burnout rate.
Yes.
Because in all our systems, there's not much emphasis changing gradually to maintaining balance, and then how to be more effective and master your own biology. How do you keep balance and equanimable states when we're facing major challenges and all the unexpected things that can pop up in especially the startup environment. So I can talk for a long time on techniques, but what have you found at a personal level that helps you maintain that balance in those states of equanimity?
So the very first thing is a routine. It's like if I don't have a physical routine that I get into, it can be anything from qigong to running to, even meditation. But would actually, I would actually say some physical training in the morning. First thing when you get up, go out there, get light into your eyes. That's it's already recharging people, not only the sleep, but you get more awake, you get more aware, you become more energized. Having that routine is the very, very first thing to become having that balance. And then good night's sleep, which I have been lacking lately, I must admit, because of the startup that we're running, because I'm like idea over idea. And I've been working continuously on making that happen and creating the structure for it. However, I now see that burnout, and specifically at my age, I'm 56, my partner is 65. And so we are like, keep it calm, keep it down, right? So do what is most important and what brings the most value. What are the steps that we have to take? So I think that asking the right questions can create that balance, and whatever that is for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the starting of the day is real important. And I know many successful entrepreneurs or individuals that's the start of their day is some sort of outdoor activity or exercise to get grounded, and having a routine around it as well. And that literally gives us a fresh start for each day, as well as ties into some of our circadian rhythms. The first 8 hours of day after waking is the best optimal time for performance, especially learning things. So getting the physiology aligned at the start can be transformative, actually.
I also think that an evening routine is crucial. If you're going to bed with the wrong things, you're waking up with the wrong things. And I've noticed that because I have a small book in which I keep my goals. And every night and every morning when I get up, I read this so that I'm always in line and my actions are aligned to what it is that I want to achieve. So really putting that in writing, not just on a keyboard, not through AI, but really writing it out. It has a psychological effect on the mind, and it ingrains and integrates far deeper into the psyche and into how you feel about it, right? Because it's a physical activity and makes it tangible, and you have a sensation for it. So that is why writing is so powerful.
Yeah. And that goal-aligned action can really, really amplify and exponentially increase your chances of achieving those goals, and not being sidetracked by activities that really don't serve the outcomes that we're, or at least we say we're seeking. So that's an important ritual and discipline as well.
Yeah. I also think that when we get into or ask the questions, what are my priorities? What are my priorities for myself? What are the priorities for my family and my friends and my contacts? And what are the top priorities for my business, or my startup, what I want to create? And if we have those three blocks or these three sectors in line with each other, where we're saying, how can I combine very many things, or which kind of skill do I need in order to create that? Or what must I focus on in order to have, for example, more time for family, more time for my hobbies, more time for the business, more time for, and have that in balance with who we really are and what we're standing for.
Mhm. So, on the topic of resilience, I think understanding our biology is paramount there, and many don't. They might have some surface understanding of the way our bodies react to stress, but uh, will often sidestep uh, that importance of balancing and managing stress. And our physiology is kind of amazing, I guess is the only word I can come up with, that stress impacts our biology, not just down to exhausting us, but it impacts us down to the cellular level and even at the DNA level. And we're finding out that stress and challenge are normal. I'm going to rephrase that. Challenge is normal. Stress is our reaction to challenge. And that's something we have control of. No matter what happens in life, there's an infinite number of responses. And we don't have to freak out and go down the rabbit paths that don't serve us, that there's an infinite number of responses. One is no response, just observe. And I find that goal setting is real critical to that, because if we have goal centered or goal aligned action, then we can kind of step back. Okay, given this particular challenge, this situation, what's going to keep me on track or aligned with achieving that goal, and not get sidetracked and spend so much of our life energy in ways that don't serve us. So you mentioned the enterprise that you're pursuing. What are some of the challenges and stressors that you find have surfaced in that journey?
No, thank you for asking. That is a huge topic for us at this very moment as we are just reinventing ourselves. So we learned that our past venture didn't work out. The way that we approached it was completely wrong. So we are coming in a different direction, and we're actually doing now what we are meant to do, what we feel that we are meant to do. And the difference is, or the stressors are, how do we get together the right people? How do we gather the startups who actually make the difference, who want to drive this forward, who believe in this mission, in this vision? How are we combining them and have them learn from each other? How do we have them run at their optimal human potential, meaning everything involved, meaning the personal component, the interrelational relationship component, and the business component? How do we make all of this work for everyone on the team, so that they feel heard, they feel seen, and they have more energy for their personal life, their private life, and their professional life, so that everything comes together in harmony and in balance. And whatever that is for some people, someone might say, I don't have a family, or I don't have that many friends. For me, that vision and that mission would be everything. but we are still looking to figure out how can they balance their personal needs with the company needs. So that is very important. It's like not work, 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 work. No, no, no. We're saying be creative. Go out, do something different, and do it from different type of industries and ideas and activities. And it can be something completely minor or, something that you do every day where you come like, oh man, we could use that aspect and implement it here. So that is the part where I see that education has really created a problem for humanity of being creative. And we are wanting to bring that back up again because we absolutely can be the solution instead of being the problem.
Yeah. A lot of layers that they agree with the education part. We're taught to, be sponges and absorb information and get qualified based on so-called proficiency testing or whatever. And creativity is stifled starting at an early age. So resurrecting that is something that is a worthy endeavor, in my opinion. So the individuals or organizations that you would like to attract, what would be an ideal individual or organization for that new effort?
First of all, attitude. It's like, right? It's not only, and it doesn't really matter if they're introverts or extroverts. It's just really the attitude towards it. Is this a worthy goal to follow? And would you really stick all of your resources into it in order to make it happen with us? So, and in exchange, we would see that all of your personal, private, and professional needs are being met. So that is something that we really want to do. And I have a feeling that humanity is at crossroads here because we have destroyed or are destroying the organism that we are living on. And we have to change that. So we can say, oh, I'm working with AI. Yes, we have a spot for you. Oh, I am working in green tech. We have a spot for you. Oh, I'm working in architecture and engineering. We have a spot for you. And we have a need for you. So, but basically it's really about attitude. It's like, I keep going, I keep going, I keep going so that we can ensure that that is actually coming to life and is actually having the chance to make this global movement work. So that is basically what we're looking for rebels. We're looking for visionary rebels. May they be introverts, may they be extroverts. The idea counts and the willingness to make a difference. That's what counts.
What do you see as the first and primary goals that you have? Because that's a huge paradigm shift to get a major traction in reducing global warming and lessening our environmental impact. So what do you see as the first primary initiatives and goals?
I think we start small, and the very first project would include architecture, permaculture, green tech, ethical AI. It would include engineering. It would include farming. It would include the things that we need in order to sustain ourselves on this earth while making an impact. And we start with the small scale project, so to say, in order to see how does it work. It's going to be a testing site in which we say, hey, we are gathering the people who are homeless. We're gathering the people who need food. We're gathering the people who need an income. And we're going to make that together. And we're going to make that happen. We have all of the people that we then, who can actually work, do the earthworks, do the architectural work, do all of the things that we need as human beings first, and move then into more advanced problem solving and solution finding topics.
Mhm. You mentioned the ability to keep going. I see that as tenacity.
Yeah.
That anytime you're exploring paradigm shifts, there's going to be new challenges, new problems, new situations that it's important to keep that focus and have the tenacity to keep going. So along the lines and the focus of the podcast, brain shifts and mindset shifts, what have been some of the greatest ones for you personally, and as well as in your uh, endeavors?
I think the greatest mind shift was coming from a place of not knowing that I was a leader and not knowing who I was to really knowing that. And that came through adversity. That was the greatest mind shift where I had to know and where I had to become very clear about what I wanted, who I was, and what I'm looking for. So, and I think that everyone has that. And that is the inner leadership that we then create for ourselves. Like, how do I handle myself in specific situations? How am I going to respond or not respond to an impact or an input or a trigger, or how am I going to respond to basically anything? Right? Who am I in that situation? Who am I not?
Mhm.
So I think that was the greatest mind shift that I've experienced.
So for our audience that might want to get on board with your pursuit, how would you sum it up in a few sentences of the type of individual that you're looking for?
So if you are a rebel at heart, and if you are looking for solutions for this planet, then you are probably the right person for us. Reason being, you're thinking outside of the box. You don't like the status quo. And we are not here to create another status quo, but we are here to create that freedom and that individuality while being a group and a tribe of people who are making a difference in this world. And this is basically what we are looking for. If you are a startup rebel entrepreneur, we probably have a need for you. So reach out and we'll get you the application. Thank you.
Reba at heart can
Yes.
have many meanings. For you, it means
For you, for me, it means that we are not conform with the status quo of leeching from other people. We are not conform with the status quo of taking from other people without giving something in return. So there must be an exchange culture. There must be also an understanding of, and we have spoken about this in our last interview about extroversion versus introversion, that both people or both dynamics have a place there. And that we also, there must be a willingness to learn, to shift, and to adapt into this. We call it organism. It's like a huge organism that is meant to prevail here on this earth while we're healing the earth.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Where can people find you or reach out if they have an interest in onboarding to the effort?
Thank you. That would be on LinkedIn. And I am Diana M. Joice on LinkedIn. You can find me there, or you can find me basically on any platform. If you just Google Diana M. Joice, and you will find me there. Is that it? I think that's basically it. You can also find me on YouTube. But there I am not very present just yet. So better stick to the social media platforms.
Okay. Any last things that you would like to share?
Hmm. What are the last things I would like to share? Perhaps one thing. Stay who you are and make sure that it has great value for you and for everyone who you are surrounded by.
A very worthy nudge. Well, been great chatting further today, and I hope our audience gets a um, great insights and motivation to join your effort because it's something that is desperately needed. Is some synergy and movement toward protecting the um, amazing Garden of Eden that we've
Yes,
been gifted that in many areas, in far too many areas, have kind of trashed and not been good environmental stewards for sure.
that's true. And thank you so much for having me on. It's been an honor and a pleasure.